Look like Emma Meesseman is definitely headed to the WNBA. Could she be potentially teaming up?
Dana Bonner probably thought she was making bold moves when she walked away from the Indiana Fever, but now she's watching from the sidelines as the team she left behind transforms into a championship contender with Caitlin Clark at the helm. To make matters worse, Emma Meesseman, one of the most sought-after players, is now being linked to the very squad Bonner ditched. The timing couldn't be worse, and her career decisions are starting to look more questionable with each passing day.
Date as well. Shout out to Annie Constable with First Off in Sports because she simply put out an article that has just shook down of WNBA fans all over the country. Let's pull it up right now. So this is Annie Constable X account, man, and it's pretty much breaking down exactly what has been happening, man, with this whole DeWanna Bonner situation and Emma Meesseman. Now, word on the street is that Emma Meesseman, has been receiving offers from several WNBA teams. I did a video a couple months ago letting you guys know how the Fever should have been trying to sign her.
Let's break this down, because this story has more twists than a soap opera. Dana Bonner, a two-time WNBA champion, decided she was too good for the Indiana Fever and abruptly quit mid-season, not asking for a trade, not holding a meeting with management. Just straight up walked out like she was done with a 9-to-5 job. Now, Emma Meesseman, one of the most skilled players on the planet, is reportedly eyeing a return to the WNBA. And guess which team is in the conversation? That's right, the same Indiana Fever Bonner couldn't be bothered with. The same team that's now rising fast with Caitlin Clark and looking like a legitimate championship threat. Meesseman isn't just another name, she's a former finals MVP, a versatile star who can stretch the floor, defend, and lead. She's exactly the kind of veteran who could push the Fever to the next level. And the wildest part? She might actually want in.
Multiple sources, the interest in Meesseman, who is considering a return to the WNBA, but has not definitely made up her mind, extends across the league, man. Contenders like Minnesota, New York, and even Phoenix have the best shots. This is what they saying. And landing the 2019 Finals MVP, there was an expectation around the league that Bonner could end up in Phoenix. And according to multiple sources, DeWanna Bonner discussions around signing her, the two-time WNBA, was excluded. Bonner is a two-time WNBA champion, but as a
Meanwhile, Dana Bonner can't even get a call back from teams. Reports suggest there's little to no interest in signing her, and it's not hard to see why. Quitting on a team mid-season sends a loud message to the entire league about your professionalism and reliability. Teams aren't eager to take a chance on someone who might walk away the moment things don't go their way. And the timing absolutely poetic from a karma standpoint. Bonner left the Fever thinking she was making a power move, only for the team to now be in position to land one of the best players in the world. It's almost like she cleared the way for someone far more valuable.
Okay, the moment you've been waiting for. We had so much talent on the court, so much talent, but we do have to pick one MVP. So averaging 18 points a game in these finals, almost 5 rebounds a game, 22 points tonight, and she did it all series off the bench. Emma Meesseman, your MVP.
Let's talk about what Emma Meesseman would bring to Indiana. First off, she's a true post presence who can score inside, something the Fever have sorely lacked. On top of that, she's an elite passer, which would pair beautifully with Caitlin Clark's playmaking. Having two high IQ players who can create for others would elevate Indiana's offense to a whole new level. And Meesseman's ability to stretch the floor with her shooting? That's a game changer. It opens up driving lanes for Clark and creates space for the rest of the roster to thrive. She's the definition of a modern big, versatile, smart, and effective at both ends of the floor. The fact that Meesseman is even considering joining Indiana speaks volumes about how far the franchise has come. And the contrast with Dana Bonner? It couldn't be more glaring. One player bailed when the road got bumpy, while the other sees opportunity and wants in. One chose self-interest over team, the other has built a reputation as a consummate pro who makes everyone around her better. What makes this all the more brutal for Bonner is the timing. She walked away just as the Fever were starting to find their identity. She didn't stick it out to see if things could improve, she bailed at the first sign of adversity. And now she has to watch from the sidelines as the team she abandoned potentially adds elite talent and pushes for the playoffs. Fever fans are eating this up, and who can blame them? They watched a player quit on their team, and now they might end up with a massive upgrade in return. It's like trading in a clunker and somehow driving off in a luxury vehicle. From a front office perspective, it couldn't have worked out better. They lose a player who didn't want to be there and may gain one who's fully bought in. That's not just addition by subtraction, it's addition by transformation. Meanwhile, Bonner's decision to quit mid-season is haunting her, with teams around the league reportedly steering clear. Because when you walk out once, GMs are going to wonder if you'll do it again. And that's not a gamble most teams are willing to take. Emma Meesseman's interest in returning to the WNBA and the fact that she's being linked to teams like Indiana shows just how much the Fever's stock has risen. It's not just about winning games, it's about the culture shift that's happening in real time. Caitlin Clark's presence is doing more than boosting ratings, making Indiana a destination. Elite players are taking notice, and that speaks volumes about the organization's new direction. The fact that other contenders like Minnesota, New York, and Phoenix are also in the mix for Meesseman only adds weight to the situation. She could easily choose a team already built to win a title now. But the idea that she might choose Indiana? That tells you everything you need to know about how dramatically the perception of the franchise has changed. For Dana Bonner, this has to feel like the ultimate what-if scenario. What if she had stayed? What if she had been part of a team that's now turning the corner and attracting top-tier talent? What if she had shown some patience and trusted the process instead of walking away when things got tough? In a league as tight-knit as the WNBA, reputation carries serious weight. When you quit on a team mid-season, it sends a message and not a good one. Other teams notice, and clearly, that's affected Bonner's chances of landing elsewhere. Meanwhile, if Meesseman does join the Fever, the impact on Clark's development could be massive. Meesseman's veteran leadership, championship pedigree, and high basketball IQ would give Clark a steady, experienced presence to learn from on and off the court. That kind of mentorship in a young star's early years is priceless. And for the Fever, it would mark another step in a transformation that's quickly becoming one of the most compelling stories in the league. Meesseman's potential arrival in Indiana wouldn't just benefit Caitlin Clark, it would elevate the entire young core. Her defensive prowess is a major asset that can't be overstated. She's a high IQ defender who communicates well, rotates efficiently, and can guard multiple positions. That kind of presence would take Indiana's already improving defense to another level and make them a legitimate threat on both ends of the floor. What makes all of this even more satisfying from a narrative perspective is how drastically things have flipped for Dana Bonner. She likely assumed that, as a former champion with solid stats, teams would be lining up to sign her once she walked away from Indiana. In her mind, she probably thought she was making a strategic exit. Instead, she's now facing the harsh reality that in the WNBA, character and chemistry often matter more than the box score. Teams aren't just looking for talent, they want players who are bought in, who will fight through adversity, not walk away from it. Meanwhile, the Fever have pulled off one of the most compelling turnarounds in recent memory. They've gone from a team players once wanted to escape to a legitimate destination for elite talent. Caitlin Clark's arrival undoubtedly jump-started that shift, but it's also a testament to the front office's vision and commitment to building something real. If Meesseman ends up in Indiana, it would be a clear signal to the rest of the league. The Fever are no longer a rebuilding project, they're a rising powerhouse. And the fan reaction, it would be electric. Fever fans have endured years of struggle and disappointment, but now they're watching their team blossom into a contender with a future. The possibility of adding someone like Meesseman would feel like the final validation, a sign that not only is the team on the rise, but that the league's best players want to be part of it. Emotional and strategic masterstroke for the Indiana Fever. For fans who've stuck by this team through years of rebuilding and underperformance, adding someone of Emma Meesseman's caliber would be more than just a smart basketball move, it would be a symbol that the wait was worth it. Her pairing with Caitlin Clark would create one of the most compelling duos in the league, blending elite playmaking with veteran savvy and big-game experience. That's must-see basketball, plain and simple on the court, the fit is seamless. Meesseman's ability to score inside, stretch the floor, and facilitate offense would complement Clark's dynamic skill set perfectly. And in high-pressure situations, playoffs, tight games, late shot clock's Meesseman's championship experience becomes priceless. She's been there, done that, and delivered when it matters most. But the business implications are just as significant. Clark has already caused a surge in ticket sales, merchandise, and fan engagement across the league. Bringing in another marquee name like Meesseman would send those numbers even higher. It's not just about wins and losses, it's about relevance, branding, and long-term growth. Indiana has the rare opportunity to capitalize on both fronts. As for Dana Bonner, watching all of this unfold from the outside must be nothing short of agonizing. She walked away from a team on the rise, and now she's watching that same team become a potential powerhouse without her. What's worse is that she gave up her place just as the Fever were about to turn the corner. That kind of regret lingers, especially in a league as tight-knit and reputation-driven as the WNBA. The message is clear: don't quit on your team when things get tough. The league pays close attention to how players handle adversity, and Bonner's mid-season departure has clearly impacted how teams view her. If Indiana ends up signing Meesseman, it would mark one of the most dramatic and poetic roster shifts in recent memory, replacing a veteran who walked away with a Finals MVP who wants in. That's not just addition by subtraction. That's a full-blown evolution. Like Emma Meesseman by her side could accelerate that growth in a major way. Meesseman's poise, leadership, and understanding of the game would serve as a masterclass in how to navigate the WNBA at the highest level. She doesn't just play the game, she elevates it for everyone around her. That's the kind of influence that can transform not just a season, but an entire franchise. What's wild about this whole situation is how drastically it contrasts with Dana Bonner's expectations. She likely thought she was making a statement by leaving, that Indiana would struggle without her or come crawling back. In reality, her exit cleared a path for the Fever to build something better. Her absence created roster flexibility and opened the door to real upgrades, something that would have been much harder to execute if she had stayed. Sometimes subtraction really is addition, and this is a textbook case. The ripple effect of Bonner's departure is one of the most fascinating storylines in recent memory. Her decision, likely rooted in frustration or ego, ironically made the team more appealing to elite players like Meesseman. That's the ultimate twist. The player who thought she was too good for a rebuilding franchise might have actually been the obstacle preventing it from evolving into a contender. And now, as Indiana eyes one of the most accomplished players in the world, the contrast between Bonner and Meesseman couldn't be more stark. One left when it got hard. The other might join because she sees the potential to build something great. The Fever's front office stayed patient, their young core kept growing, and now they're in position to make a huge leap. That's how you run a franchise with vision. Meesseman joins this group. It will send a clear message across the league. The Indiana Fever are no longer a rebuilding team. They're a rising power. Is being pursued by championship contenders and possibly choosing to join the very team Bonner walked away from. That's not just ironic, it's poetic. The optics couldn't be clearer. One player made it all about herself and ended up out of the picture. The other stayed professional, kept her value high, and now has control over her next move. The difference in outcomes is stark, and it serves as a real-time lesson to every player in the league. In the WNBA, reputation matters. Consistency matters. Professionalism matters. And when you quit on a team mid-season, you're not just walking away from games, you're walking away from trust, opportunity, and goodwill across the league. If Meesseman signs with Indiana, it will be more than just a win on the court. It will be a moment of redemption for the franchise and its fans. The same fans who had to sit through the embarrassment of a veteran walking out mid-year could now be rewarded with a Finals MVP stepping in. That's not a silver lining, that's a total transformation. And for Dana Bonner, it's the harshest kind of reality check. She thought she was making a bold move. Instead, she might have written herself out of the league. Meanwhile, Indiana is writing the start of a new era with smarter decisions, better talent, and a clearer culture. That's not just a bounce back, that's a glow up. She might end up joining the very team Bonner walked away from. Sometimes, karma doesn't wait. The Fever are on the rise while Bonner is left behind. This whole situation is a powerful reminder that in professional sports, character often outweighs stats. What's your take on all this drama? Drop a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more WNBA storylines.